And here we are. Jen,
Mom.
we made it to prime time.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
almost prime time.
and I was wrong. There's zero now. Oh, nope.
There wasn't even a counter yet. We have a little lag. Well, good to see you in the 7 o'clock hour. Let's see how many of our viewers will tune in at 7 o'clock to see us. But guess what time it is, Jen?
What time is it?
It's time for Right Stuff. And since it's prime time, we can imbibe.
Is that real?
What are you accusing me of not drinking? Nobody's ever accused me of not drinking.
Did you see my glass?
Let's see. Republican because we can't all be on welfare. Very
This is the one I found behind the cereal. So I don't.
well, listen. Um just because we're not in children's hour anymore doesn't mean that you can have a potty mouth, but at least you could be a little bit more free with your tongue. Your Aunt Santa's with us. Hi, Santa.
Hi,
How you
Aunt Santa.
doing? We love you too. Santa wants one of those. One of those glasses, or what's in it, Santa?
The L is missing on mine because the glass is on welfare.
It's Republican. Republican. Okay. Well, it's great to have everybody here. We are now, we've moved to Tuesdays at 7 with a rebroadcast on Rumble at 8 o'clock. So if you catch us on Rumble, make sure that you all give us a Rumble and subscribe to the channel.
Who's
It's
your mother?
laughing. My mother is here with us. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. Bells from Mom and Aunt Santa. Okay, so talk about the family hour. We've got everybody here. So it's great to see you all. We have a great show for you. Jen, a lot of our friends are in the news this week. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But before we get to the news, I just wanted to let everybody know that because of technical difficulties in other shows, we got some production staff with us now. So meet our new director. Here he is. That's Mr. Bug. He's our new director, and he helped us cut all the tape and make sure that everything is working well. So,
Well, you look. We have 17 people watching.
wow, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so my mother is saying hi to her
To
sister.
everybody.
Her sister is saying hello to her. So we're holding this broadcast just for my mom, so she can talk to her sister. So this is our first time in prime time, and we, as I said, we have some of our friends in the news tonight. So we're going to play some clips. I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited that all of you are with us tonight. But before we get to our friends in the news, I want to have a look at back on some of the lunatic left and what they are doing to undermine America democracy. But before I do that, Jen, how was your day?
Terrible.
Again, terrible. So we moved this show from Fridays at 3:30 to Tuesdays at 7 so that your response could be
I
great.
drove for 7.5 hours today. I left from Brooklyn this morning to get to the Hamptons. It took 4.5 hours. Went there for an hour, turned around and came home and came straight here. My eyes are crossed, but I'm here. I always have a problem.
But you're here. Well, okay.
And
It's
that's why I have the glass of wine.
Well,
I'm
that's
glad I
it.
had wine in the house.
Well, have some wine. Okay, so listen, this week abortion right activists decided to dox Supreme Court justices over an unprecedented leaked document that suggests that 6 of our 9 Supreme Court justices believe that the issue of abortion must be decided by the legislatures of individual states and not by judges. Listen to what these protesters had to say as they illegally protest outside Justice Alito's home. This is going to make you cringe. Abort the court. So this is what the youth of America is seeking. They want to get rid of this.
For jobs.
Should be looking for jobs. There are only so many basket weaving jobs and women's studies jobs available in America today, Jennifer. What kind of jobs are they going to get with their college education?
They could be fact checkers.
Well, we already have plenty of those, don't we? I mean, we have the queen of the fact checkers now with Homeland Security, and that's a controversy in and of itself. But I mean, what do you think about this abortion issue? I mean, do you think that courts should be legislating, what we do, or should it be left to the states?
It shouldn't be left to the states because people are just going to go to the next state and do it. So it doesn't really make much sense. I'm not against abortion. Like I said, I am for it. If it's before the first trimester, if it's absolutely you have to, or if it's further along and the baby is just not going to make it, or if something's wrong with the mother where she's going to die, that's excusable. But they want to make it where insurance covers it. The tax-paying not insurance, the tax-paying dollars go towards it to pay for it, which I don't agree with because many people, religion-wise or health-wise, they don't agree with this. So why should our tax dollars be going to something that so many people are against?
Well, last week when we talked about this, I told you that in New York, you can have an abortion up to the time the baby is fully gestated.
I Googled it.
Yeah.
It's 24 weeks. It's 24 weeks. Listen. It's 20. I read the law. I went into the laws of New York State.
Okay.
So it's 24 weeks unless the baby or the mother is in serious danger. If it's a huge medical issue where the mother will not live, then it's to be determined and they can go ahead and do that. But it's 24 weeks.
Well, I disagree, and I'll pull up the law that Cuomo signed into law. But beyond that, we could disagree on what it actually says because it does say that you can have an abortion on demand at any time. That's what they changed in 2018. But get this, Kathy Hochul decided to put $35 million into a fund so that people who live in states where late trimester abortion is not allowed, can come to New York and get abortions for free. So, this is the kind of insanity. They're literally promoting abortion. How about this? How about not getting pregnant in the first place? How about personal responsibility? How about a condom? How about, let's not use abortion as a way of birth control? Because at the end of the day, that's the biggest problem that we have in America. I mean, listen, I believe that it is a decision between a woman and her God, what she does with her body and her doctor. But to make taxpayers pay for abortions, it's just absolutely insane. Lorraine Polly has joined us. Hi, Lorraine. How are you? I don't know. Your aunt says, please don't say that again. I'm sick over that. I'm not sure which one. Late-term abortion, I think she's talking about.
Or speaking. I don't know.
But 35 million New York taxpayer dollars are now paying for abortions for people from other states.
Yep.
I mean, really. And meanwhile, every street has a pothole. Meanwhile, well, we're going to get to this later on in the program. Meanwhile, you take a look at what life is like in New York. We're firing cops, and well, anyway, well, talking about crazy lunatic left today. Joe Biden got actually had a press conference, and it was about the economy. And those of you who were with us on Friday, we showed clips of AOC and her grilling of corporate executives regarding their greed. Watch what Joe Biden had to say. The left there, he's trying to say that he's not part of the lunatic left, yet he literally lifts the conversation right from AOC's mouth. Watch this if you can, because it's painful to listen to this man speak.
My plan is to lower everyday costs for hardworking Americans, and lower the deficit by asking large corporations and the wealthiest Americans to not engage in price gouging and to pay their fair share in taxes. The Republican plan is to increase taxes on the middle-class families, let billionaires and large companies off the hook as they raise prices and reap profits at record amounts. Another problem we face is in some industries, there isn't enough competition. And I've often said that capitalism without competition isn't capitalism, it's exploitation. So we're promoting competition for everything from internet services to meat processing. We basically have 4 meat processors in the whole country. They process the meat that goes into the hamburgers you buy. So they set the price. When there's no competition, they can set the price higher and higher.
He's such an idiot. Like, who controls the prices of the gas? I mean, I'm serious.
Well, OPEC, sets the prices for the oil, crude oil, and then gasoline is set based upon the cost of crude oil. It has to be refined and things like that. So the oil companies, they don't fix the price. This is what it is, and it's like anything else. It's like capitalism, right? How much do you charge for your services is based on what others charge for their services and what you're able to get back with the client. It's called free market. It's called capitalism. This guy claims to be a capitalist. And he wants to now try and open up the market for competition. Anthony Casson is here. He says, Jen, can I borrow your stop sign?
No.
Anthony, she needs that to tell me when I talk too much.
This was originally bought for somebody that tells stories repetitively, and guess what? It worked because
it worked. It works. It works for me too. I see that thing come out and I shut up automatically. What are you kidding me? He's a clown. I can't make any sense in this conversation. And Santa, let me tell you something. It was an hour-long press conference, and it was only an hour. It was literally what he had to say only took 10 minutes. But because he kept falling asleep and losing his lines and forgetting where he was and having to correct himself, it took an hour. It was so painful. You have no idea what we go through to bring you this show, because I had to watch that whole press conference twice.
Meanwhile, his son, how much did his son Hunter Biden sold his paintings for how much?
Oh, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right? And who was supposed to buy them?
Rich people. Rich people. They're friends.
He price gouged. He charged hundreds of thousands. I could have got something like that at TJ Maxx.
Right. The best is that poor Scott Lebedo, a fantastic artist who helps and works and supports veterans and police officers. He's been an artist, a good artist, a quality artist for many years, and his top price for a painting was what, $20,000. And
people
this
complain when the $45 prints that are signed by.
Hunter Biden, falls asleep with a crack pipe in his mouth, fucking around, screwing around with young girls, and his paintings sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Where Francine de Gregorio has joined us. Hi, Francine. Yeah, me either.
Hi,
Francine, you don't know. Listen, they don't pay us enough to watch these press conferences, but we have to do it to bring you this high quality show.
Very high quality.
Very high quality show. Okay. So, as Sleepy Joe tries to put the blame for rising costs on COVID, Putin, and greedy corporate executives, The price of gasoline continues to climb. I don't know if everybody saw it this morning, but in some places in the city, we're paying $6 for gas. Watch this.
Another day of record high gas prices in our area, and that is stretching people's budgets, even as inflation drives up prices on things like food and clothing. Everywhere you look, Eyewitness News reporter Derek Waller is live on the west side with the story. Derek?
Ken, good morning. Yeah, prices are very high across the country. In fact, the national average, according to AAA, went up another 5 cents overnight to $4.37 a gallon. But here on the west side of Manhattan, you can see behind me, it is much higher than that. This gas station on 11th Avenue is usually the highest in our area, and it's no exception today. $6.19 for 1 gallon of regular gasoline. Now, take a look at this. Right now across New York State, the average price for regular is $4.59 a gallon. Not much relief across the Hudson, where the average is just 10 cents cheaper. Drivers in the New Jersey Turnpike are paying higher prices in other parts of the country. Meanwhile, Connecticut's average price is $4.35 after Governor Lamont suspended the 25-cent per gallon gas tax.
Well, that gas station obviously doesn't listen to Biden about their price gouging.
No, and because they're right before the Holland Tunnel, before you get into.
Well, there's only like 5 gas stations in Manhattan.
Well, that's right. And so they know that if you're running out of gas or if you're low, you've got to put more.
They're like the Belt Parkway gas station.
That's right. That's right. And that's why they can charge. But that's free market, right? They know what they could get for their gas, and they charge it and they make their money that way. Some people say I'd rather sell cheaper and and sell more. And these people are they're making the money where they can. Anthony Casone, just my opinion with them pushing electric cars. They have to up the gas prices. Who is going to buy an electric car if gas is cheap? Just my opinion. You know what? It's true, Anthony. Absolutely true. First time watching, Sean Cusick. Sean is the excellent real estate broker here in Staten Island. You guys are on point. Hi, Leticia. Great job. Hi, Sean. Sean, also my buddy during Hurricane Sandy. He was down at the hub, and we helped a lot of the people in the Midland Beach and in the whole South Beach area. So Sean's good people, great family man, great real estate broker. If anybody's looking for property in Staten Island, they should see him. I agree with you, Anthony, that that they're trying to push the electric cars, but you gotta figure out something though. Electricity is powered by oil, so it's just bullshit to say it is.
Attention, the bullshit meter has detected major BS. Confirmed. That's definitely some bullshit.
We're never going to be completely off oil. And when Trump was in office, we were pumping oil, and we were energy efficient and energy independent. So
vegetable oil.
well, that's what today in his press conference, Jen, he was saying that alternative oils. He was going to, he's going to put money.
Cutlets, you put it in your car, and you go on your merry way. I wouldn't drive an electric car though. Joe has one, Cassess, and he pays. I think it costs him like $5 to charge it at night downstairs. But we went to the Hamptons to the client where I was at today, and we had to stop and wait an hour. That's so annoying.
To charge.
You go somewhere and there's no charging station. What do you do?
Well, New York, New York is focused on putting charging stations all up and down the highways, and a lot of big states are. But listen, I don't mind electric vehicles. Some people like them. Listen, some people like to ride bikes. But to try to get Americans not to use oil is crazy, and to leave us at the mercy of Putin. Now he's saying that he's, first of all, he lied about 1 billion times in this press conference. He said that more oil is being pumped under his administration than Trump's. That's technically true, but that's because Trump gave the licenses out before he left office, and but now there are licenses that oil companies have for drilling on public land. The problem is that Biden is pushing the banks and the lenders to charge more money for loans when it comes to oil drilling. So they have to do exploratory, see if there's oil there. It costs a lot of money before they get their first drop of oil. And so Biden is saying he's going to spank the oil industry if they don't start using the licenses that he has issued. Also, he's got court cases against them for those licenses. So he speaks out of both sides of his mouth, and he actually speaks out of his ass most of the times. So Trump had us energy independent. He has us dependent on Russian oil, and Russian oil is dirtier. Arabian oil is dirtier than the oil that we were able to refine in America. And so it's going to pollute the earth. So this is just a big lie. That
the Democrats pollute the earth anyway, so does it really matter?
Well, I'd love them to start fact checking themselves. Jennifer's disconnected. Holy moly. Don't worry, everybody. Bug is on it. Bug will get her back. We'll go to viewer comments while she is off the there she is. Jen, you got to talk more, otherwise
I'm fired. Well, you got to be quiet more.
Oh, okay. You want me to just leave dead air? Okay. Yeah, he should be out in a nursing home really soon before we are all. Yeah, well, you're right. Before we all die, she finishes her sentence. I think Santa's drinking a little bit too. Everybody cheers. Everybody cheers. Well, okay. So not only is gas at its highest, but take a look at this. Finally, landlords got an increase in rent in New York. And,
I know, I'm paying it.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's okay.
Unfortunately, it's needed because
they got me though, because if it says in New York City, if it's a 1 to 2 year lease, it's 2 to 3%, but 3 to 4%. But if it's a 2 year lease, it's 4 to 6. It was opposite here at Irby. So if you did a 2 year, you got less.
Less of
1 year. Yeah,
right.
So I signed a 2 year.
Well, the rents have been insane, and landlords have not been able to collect rent because of COVID. And the courts, I mean, New York, if you're a landlord in New York, you're out of your mind because the laws are all written for the tenants. But take a look at this piece on what happened with rent stabilization. It's going to blow your mind.
Today, the Rent Stabilization Association, representing 25,000 landlords, is asking the City Council to approve a rent increase.
4.5% to 6.5% for 1 year and 7% to 9% for a 2 year lease.
Would that hurt you if rent went up by 6 to 9%?
Definitely. My raise may be 2%, 2.5%. Everything is going up. Gas is going up. Car insurance.
Vito Signorelli, vice president of the Rent Stabilization Association, explains property taxes, maintenance, labor costs, water rates have all gone through the roof. And now the owners of these buildings say they're struggling to maintain their buildings. Adding renters need to look to the city for help and not their landlords.
It's not the responsibility of this board to take into consideration financial issues of income insecure tenants. We believe that the state legislature, the city council, they should be enacting subsidy programs to help tenants offset these rent increases.
The real estate firm Serhant reports Manhattan rents are up 38%, and concessions are a thing of the past. Real estate agent Talia McKinney doesn't see the market slowing down, but as people move around, more inventory coming on the market will help ease prices.
I've never seen the market like this, especially with rentals.
Take 708 Washington Street, for example.
This place is beautiful. It's in a great location. It's a 2-bed, 1-bath. It's for $9,500 a month. In 2016, it was on the market for $6,000 a month. So you just see that prices have risen and people are willing to pay for it.
I don't feel so bad now.
$9,500 a month for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment in New York City. But it's not so bad but in 2016 under Trump, it was $6,000. How does anybody live in this city? And nobody works. I don't get it.
That's why, because they were getting double. They saved all their money, their free money. They'll be good for like what, 6 months?
95, that's $120,000 a year for a 2-bedroom, one
Listen,
bath.
I cannot. I'm just going to be quiet on this issue because
I can't. And here's the best. This is what happens down on the street where this apartment is located. Watch this. Look at this. This is a
that's nice.
carjacking in the making. Look at this. Look at what's going on here. This is insane. This carjacking happened a couple of weeks ago. A gang of young, I don't know, kids, I guess. They set the driver up and they took the car. And Jennifer's gone again. Oh my God. I don't know. Bug is getting fired for
This is ridiculous. I had a whole thing that they chose a minivan. A gold minivan. Just
95
around, and I lost in life.
They're risking 5 to 10 for a gold minivan.
Not a Lexus, not a Beamer, a minivan.
Well, it's not like, it's not like they have to worry about putting car seats in there because everybody's getting abortions on demand. Most of my sales in Staten Island have been for sellers relocating and moving to other states because New York City is grossly unaffordable. Yeah, Sean, I mean, it's amazing. We have a place in South Carolina, and the development there is absolutely insane. Because and it's a whole bunch of people from New York coming down to South Carolina, and she's gone again. This is what we get for having a dog as our producer. 5 to 10, they are out on the street the next day. You're right, Sean. With bail reform, they're not even holding them anymore. I mean, I don't even know if I was a cop today, I wouldn't want to even bother to make the arrest because they're out before the paperwork is done. They're out. Jen, what were you telling me about the cops today?
Oh, that today they sent out, the union sent out a letter that in the next few weeks, I think 3,000 cops will be terminated regardless of their religious beliefs or their medical beliefs against the vaccination. Too bad, you're out. And which is funny because he's waiting until the summer, which is the height of crime in New York City. So I'm going to guess maybe 500 of those cops will figure out a way to say they were vaccinated or get vaccinated. And then the rest get let go. But it's okay for you to be an athlete or an entertainer in New York, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be vaccinated. Yeah. So, I mean, this is something, I'm not a big rally person. I really don't think they do much, but this is something that I think that the cops and everybody needs to actually go to Actionless Adam's house, mobs of people, and actually protest against this. I really do, and I think that.
But you know what? We were protesting all last year about the vaccine. I've spent a fortune of my retirement money in lawsuits to try and save those cops' jobs and the nurses' jobs and everybody else.
But every cop has to do it.
Yeah, we're short home health aid. We're short teachers now. We're short cops now, and they don't care. It's like they want New York to be filled with homeless, crazy, abortion hungry, drug addicts, but not people that actually want to work and protect New York City. It's crazy. Let's see. This is Lorraine. They know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to break the country down. You're absolutely right.
Adam showed up at the Colombian dinner the other day and gave a bullshit speech, talked out of his ass about how the cops are on the front line and how important they are and all this crap. Nobody listened. You heard a bunch of forks clicking and people talking because nobody cared because he's so full of shit. But I mean, every cop that's on duty, that is vaccinated, everyone needs to come together. That's it. Come together. Listen, take 12 hours of doing absolutely nothing and see what happens in the city without the police.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. If you're a New York City police officer and you leave New York, you can write your ticket anywhere. Because you tell me that if you go to Arizona with the background of the NYPD, I don't care if you're, if you're not even detective yet, if you're just a patrolman, you are going to be so sought after because New York City cops have to do what no other cops do, and they do it for less pay than anywhere else. Because you think about it, 360 languages spoken in this city. We have administrations that are against them totally. They have some of the largest targets, terrorist targets in the world. They have the UN here, so you have to deal with all kinds of international police. New York City cops, even if you're just a patrol officer, even at the first incoming rank, you're going to have more experience and more under your belt as a New York City police officer than you will anywhere else in the world. So they can write their ticket. Why the hell would they want to stay here? What the hell are they thinking? They should all go and live in a beautiful place where they love you. And let me tell you something. South Carolina, they will throw you a parade. Yeah. North Carolina, Virginia, they, go where they respect the police, because New York, they don't respect you. Nope. They don't respect you.
It's sick. It's so sickening that he allows the entertainers and the sports people to not be vaccinated. That's with right. No given explanation.
Because he thinks it's more important to have entertainment in New York than
he wants money. He can't, exactly.
Yeah, but you can't have entertainment if nobody wants to come here. People are afraid to come here. I mean, you're not going to have entertainment. Well, maybe we have the answer to that. Our friends, great woman. She was a deputy inspector in Brooklyn. Her name is Allison Esposito. Last year, she was planning to run with me for mayor while I was running for borough president. She is fantastic. She blew everybody away, but somehow or another, Curtis Lewa came in and scooped her. She is running for lieutenant governor. Ladies and gentlemen, she's running with Lee Zeldin as his running mate. It was announced in February, but I finally got some video from her. Allison Esposito. The sound is a little tough because she was in the Capitol, but have a listen to what she has to say.
I am Allison Esposito, and I'm looking to be your next lieutenant governor. I'm running alongside Congressman Lee Zeldin, and we are going to bring common sense, safety, and security back to New York State. I am running in this election alongside Congressman Zeldin because we both believe that those who cannot protect themselves deserve to be protected. Now, as a cop for more than 24 years with the NYPD, I made my living protecting those who cannot protect themselves. But now it's more than just law and order and crime. Now we need to protect our children. We have to come together as a state, as a people, and realize that parents need to be involved in their children's education. Children cannot protect themselves. They deserve our protection. And Congressman Zeldin and I will vow to protect your children along with each parent in the state, and we'll get this done.
I love her.
I love her too. She is something else. She is so highly decorated. She was a commander. She is just top notch. And I couldn't be prouder to know her and happier for her. Pat Russo brought her to me, Jen, and asked me to introduce her around. And I'm sorry that she didn't get the nod for mayor, because quite frankly, she would have given Adams a run for his money. I mean, I love Curtis. He's a good friend of ours, but she's no nonsense. She is no bullshit. She's good people. So, so Santa says, look, New York looks like shit with all the prostitution and drug addicts all over it. It's so sad. Well, you know what, Santa, but it's Adams wants it. I mean, this is what the loony left is looking for. And what kills me is that it was the cops that actually wound up supporting Adams. They figured, he's a cop, he knows better than the other. I mean, because the other 20 were all crazy, So, Sean, total insult to our police and teachers that have lost their jobs in all of the professions, but yet a professional athlete can retain their job. It's a joke, because he's got his priorities wrong. Yeah, I mean, the first thing that you ask when you want to buy a house, and Sean, you know this, the first thing anybody asks is it safe? Is the neighborhood safe? How are the schools? How's the crime rate here? Yeah, that's what people ask. And it's not only when they're buying a house, it's when they're opening a business, it's when they're traveling. This is what they want to know. They want to know what the crime is like. And, right now, today on the news, they were talking about only 38% of employees are back in Manhattan.
Yeah.
What does that do to all the ancillary business? Yeah. And why don't employees want to go to Manhattan? Well, the number one reason was all the homeless and prostitutes on the street.
Or they don't want to put pants on.
What? I don't want to put pants on.
That's why my friends stay home.
And now that marijuana is legal, they want to stay home and
definitely don't want to put pants on. Stoned and pantsless.
Nobody wants to put pants on. Sean says he gets that all the time. Well, public safety is the number one thing for everybody, right? That's what we do. We're trying to, keep ourselves safe, keep our families safe.
It's everywhere. I went to the mall and I walked out of Macy's and there was a woman with her pants down taking a shit by a Mercedes. I swear to God.
No.
Yeah. But in the mall, right outside by the garage. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I told you I was driving down Front Street and I saw an older man sweeping the street, and I said, "Oh, how nice." No, that was his weapon. He was not sweeping the street. He had one shoe on and his penis hanging out with his weapon. So
he was carrying a broom. You thought he was sweeping, but instead he was.
I was like, "Oh, look, they got a cleanup crew, or someone's doing their good deed for their neighborhood." No.
Did he have pants on?
No, he had his penis out of his pants and one shoe. He didn't want to put pants on, see?
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
It was right outside of my house.
Well, speaking of penises out of pants, we'll jump to our next clip. So this is, things are bad out there and the dating world must really be bad. And I really feel bad because Vicky White is now dead. She killed herself. But Alabama correction officer Vicky White decided to have an affair with an inmate. His name was White too. His name is Casey White. And she busted him out of jail. She had 17 years on the job and she was set to retire next week. She busts him out of jail and she led police on an 11-day chase to track them down. They finally tracked him down this morning and she shot herself. Yeah, man, COVID has driven everybody crazy.
Yeah, it's COVID.
Yeah, well, dating must be tough. Here, watch this clip.
Vicky White, the former Alabama corrections officer who went on the run with capital murder suspect Casey White, is dead after both were taken into custody. White immediately sent back to jail. The urgent 11-day nationwide manhunt now over.
We got a dangerous man off the street today. He is never going to see the light of day again.
The scene chaotic as U.S. Marshals zeroed in on the pair here in Evansville, Indiana, about 219 miles away from where they disappeared in Florence, Alabama. Their cover blown after a tip from a citizen who spotted them in a hotel. Authorities quickly responding, leading to a dramatic pursuit ending in a wreck.
Clearing his crash out, still inside the vehicle. We could hear her on the line saying she had her finger on the trigger. Female is still armed.
As they closed in, authorities say Vicky White shot herself. Casey White injured in the chase, but expected to survive.
We can't clarify that at this time until we speak to him. We know the vehicle that was recovered had a date of May the 3rd. We were lucky that we stumbled upon them today.
Investigators were already looking into a tip the two may have been in this pickup spotted at this Evansville car wash on or around May 3rd. It was just days earlier, on April 29th, when authorities say Vicky, a 17-year veteran of the Lauderdale Sheriff's Department, helped spring Casey out of jail, transporting him in the back of her patrol car before ditching it for this 2007 Ford Edge that will later be abandoned and found in Tennessee.
They were able to call her female? I thought you weren't allowed to use that anymore.
Well, yeah. Well, I guess when it's a jail cell love story, you're allowed to call her a female. I mean, really, Match.com, eHarmony, anything, but
not with those bangs. Not with those bangs.
Hey, wait, I got bangs. I mean,
I said those bangs, not with bangs.
Sure. And Santa says maybe he was good in bed. Well, how would she know? He was in prison. What do you think? She curled up with him in the jail cell? Or maybe he did.
You obviously don't know how prison sex works, Leticia.
Apparently, I don't know. Must have been the guy with one shoe and his pants hanging out. I mean, really? I mean, this woman, I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things for love, but that, and then she winds up dead. I mean, what could have been going through her mind? I mean, really, it's
prison penis.
I mean, I never understood it. I never understood those romances. You know, women writing to guys in prison or marrying guys. Really, I mean, talk about you know, look, the writing's on the wall. There's no guessing.
Literally, the writing's on the wall.
Oh my God. Like this from upstate New York. Wasn't there a story like this from upstate New York? I don't know, Jamie. You got to Google that and let us know if there was. You know, I'm sure there was, because there's many women that fall in love with inmates. I don't get the desperation. I mean, I you know, date a guy that lives with his cats before you date a murderer. He was a murderer. It's kind of crazy.
Well, on the other side of things, speaking of crime, I just got an update from one of our favorite people that Adams is not fighting crime tonight because he's at the Yankees game with his unvaccinated friends.
There you go. Well, Adams is never fighting crime, period. It's, you know, the crime is low on his radar. He likes to talk like he's fighting crime, but he doesn't do anything to make sure that we stay safe. Not one thing at all. Okay. Let's see. What do we got going on? That's deliverance type of shit. Yeah, it really is. Jamie said there was a prison guard with a full-blown relationship with prisoners.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole documentary.
Yeah, I and maybe this makes me, I don't know, sexist, because I understand female prisoners falling in love with their guards because, you know, they're the guy in power, and of course you're already a criminal and you're locked up. But, you know, a woman, I'm sorry, I expect women to know better. I mean, just 17 years as a guard. What could this murderer have been saying to her? I mean, what kind of sweet nothings? Yeah, I
hey, baby, come have sex on my metal bed. I'm not allowed to have sheets, so I don't hang myself, but.
Come back to my place.
It's an oasis of delight in this metal fort.
Oh my God. Oh, I can't. Well, in other bizarre stories, have you been following Johnny Depp and
oh, I can't even.
Oh yeah.
We're covering that.
Yeah. And Amber Heard. So this was just a little clip of what went on in the courtroom during their trial. Watch this.
That you did move in with him.
Objection leading. Your Honor, I'm going to object on hearsay.
He's my co-star.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Objection, hearsay. Her communications are hearsay.
I tried to say that it was fine.
Objection, hearsay.
I found out that he was in a hotel room with Paul Bettany.
Objection, hearsay.
Did you have with Lily Rose without saying anything she said?
Objection, hearsay. Objection, leading.
If we approach and then your kid's in the car on the street, you
Objection,
need to move
hearsay.
It.
That calls for hearsay, Your Honor.
When he finished filming, the plan was to do
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Objection, form, compound.
Mr. Depp had his penis out of his pants, didn't he?
Which color is underneath the other?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Yes.
Objection, form, lack of foundation.
I was in such shock and
Objection, Your Honor, non-responsive. Objection, form, compound.
Yes. I'm not going to say no because she was really always nice.
Where is that woman when Biden speaks?
Objection! Objection! Oh my God! We need forget fact checkers. We need objectionists.
We need the objection lady.
Oh my God, Jen, that could be a new career. All right, but wait, there were so many objections. Did you hear Mr. Depp had his penis out of his pants?
Objection.
Was he the guy on Bay Street? But the best was the guy who was testifying in his car as he was driving. I mean, this case is so serious that the guy couldn't be in a stationary.
Oh, is that what that was? I didn't even realize.
He was in his car driving.
I thought that was a TikTok video. I thought he was, when you do the side. I swear to God, I thought that was his video, and he was commenting.
I mean, this case is so absurd that the witnesses are driving Uber while they're testifying.
That's what I'm going to do. The next time when I'm out and someone just talks to me, I'm going to be like, objection, hearsay. What could they possibly say to that?
Oh my God.
This is 6:15, objection, hearsay. No. Try again.
Angela Rickus is there selling T-shirts that say objection hearsay. Oh my God! Biden shits his pants. Hearsay. That ain't hearsay. That's fact.
Real. Fact. Call the fact checkers.
He toots in front of the Queen and he shits his pants.
Meanwhile, I'm all red from the glass of wine. That wine that was so old. Did that happen? I'm dying.
Oh my God!
My body's objection hearsay.
You're rejecting the show.
God. I don't know when that wine is from.
Oh, look, Sean Cusick said he had such a bad day. You guys made my day, lol. Well, thank you, Sean. You made ours too. Jennifer has a bad day. That's why she comes on the show. And Jen, we have tens and tens of viewers today.
Tens and a half of 10.
10 and a half of 10. Well, we had tens and tens before. Okay, well, but not every love story ends in an objection. This week, our Staten Island friend, Bobby Digi, got engaged to his longtime girlfriend, Lori Cumbo, who is the Commissioner of Cultural Affairs. And where did he get engaged, Jen? Like, as always, Bobby likes to make a display of himself. Did you see this, Jen?
I will now. I heard about it.
On the steps of the Met Gala. And the cameras were rolling. Watch.
Really? You think? Oh, wait, what's happening? Yeah! Wait, he's proposing! Oh, yeah! I don't know. Yay! Woo! Woo! Oh, that is so sweet! That is so sweet! We don't know who they are, but it's so sweet. Yeah. Congratulations!
That's so cute.
Why do women get so excited when other women get a ring?
Do you not remember our friends who we've never had back on? We completely forgot about them. When I screamed when they got engaged on Valentine's Day, like someone was being murdered.
Yeah.
I mean, that was more of a scream of fear for me. But
That's I mean,
I was like, why? No!
Stop! What are you doing?
It was just a reaction. It was involuntary. I didn't mean to.
I mean, those reporters were losing it. I mean, it was obviously beautiful ring from Tiffany's. Lori and Bobby have a child together. His name is Prince. I was at his baptism. They've been together for 7 years, and they are now tying the knot. I think it was great that they did it at the Met Gala. And the interesting thing was the last time Lori was at the Met Gala was when she was an intern. She was a director of a museum of African studies. Before she became a council member, and before that she was an intern, and so this is the next time that she got to the Met Gala, she got engaged.
Yeah, for Bobby.
And all those people getting crazy. Aunt Santa says she's got to go to sleep. Are you engaged? Oh, she wants to know if you're engaged.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
What happened to the light? Not me. I'm good.
Your light went out. Okay, so that's not the only thing that happened at the Met Gala that was notable. Kim Kardashian wore a 60-year-old dress worn by Marilyn Monroe. Jen's got it. When she sang "Happy Birthday" to the president. Watch as the fashion industry, fashion aficionados go crazy over the fact that Kim Kardashian was wearing this 60-year-old dress and tried to squeeze her butt into it.
Did it really fit? That's the question being asked today about the iconic Marilyn Monroe dress that Kim Kardashian wore to the Met Gala. Why was she wearing a fur jacket that covered her backside during her big red carpet moment? Is this the smoking gun? In a newly discovered video from her final fitting, you see Ripley's Believe It or Not employees struggling to get the dress over her derriere. Kim is concerned.
Do I need to put on another pair of shapewear? Once it gets up, it'll fit the back.
Her boyfriend, comic Pete Davidson, is there and tries to reassure her.
You're good, relax.
Kim seems to think the dress won't fully zip.
Oh my God. Yeah, can we use that tie and tie it and keep it open? What if we did that and then put a fur over?
During that fitting, she even did some practicing.
I'm going like this with my foot to see if I could step up, and I can.
Marilyn famously stood at the podium in 1962 showing her curves. Apparently, we now know why Kim didn't.
Do you believe the dress didn't fit?
I believe that there is such a difference in the dimensions between Marilyn Monroe and Kim Kardashian that it's highly likely that the dress actually didn't fit and couldn't be closed in the back.
Well, this makes total sense because she's friends with OJ.
If it didn't fit, you must agree. Her father was OJ's lawyer, right? Yeah. So we're having a fit question with the dress. It's just the chain, how life goes.
Who cares? Like, people, the world is crumbling. Our pets' heads are falling off. And you're worried if a dress fits someone's ass. Who the fuck cares?
I thought that guy at the end, that he was a Marilyn Monroe collector that they got to speak at the end.
So they got a creep. Become sweet.
Yes, but I would rather the case of that, what's her name, Vicky White, would have married him rather than the inmate or run away with him than the inmate. Jesus Louise. But anyway, I thought he was going to have an apoplectic fit when he about the dress.
It probably wasn't even her dress.
Well, it's supposed $10 million.
They said it was.
Well, they were in Ripley's Believe It or Not, and they took that dress all over the place. $10 million. Francine says, "I agree. Who cares?" Anthony says, "Ladies, you talked about the documentary 2,000 Mules. Great doc. Yes, we will. We'll talk about that a little bit more."
No, he's not saying to talk about it more. He's saying we talked about it and then he watched it.
Oh, you watched it. It's like fitting 10 pounds of potatoes in a 5-pound bag. She was walking like a penguin. Lol. Yeah, she really was. I would have never, I could $10 million, Marilyn Monroe, that iconic dress. But anyway, it was all the talk.
She could buy that in 3 seconds.
What's that?
I said she could buy that dress in like 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, yeah. She sell a piece of makeup and do it. And then our last clip, and then we'll just quickly talk about 2000 Mules. Next Tuesday we'll have some clips from the film. So it wouldn't be right stuff if we didn't talk about either one of two people, libs of TikTok or Elon Musk. Elon Musk was also at the Met Gala, and he was there with his mother, who happened to have been, believe it or not, a model. And watch Elon mug it up for the cameras.
Elon Musk was the Met Gala king. The newly minted owner of Twitter hit the fashionable fiesta on Monday night with his mom, model Mae Musk, as his date. The 50-year-old Tesla mogul took to the red carpet and followed the 2022 theme of gilded glamour, as he sported a classic tuxedo and his mom donned a velvet maroon Dior gown and cords of pearls draped around her neck. He didn't hold back at the event, hamming it up for the cameras and making a slew of hilarious faces. One fan tweeted some of the funny snaps of the tech billionaire, writing, "Elon Musk was giving us some amazing meme material," to which Elon responded to the tweet, penning, "I was going full Looney Tunes, ha ha."
He could go to the Met Gala with anybody he wants, and he takes his mother. That's why he's so rich.
I would take you.
Oh, thank you.
They won't let me there, but I'd take you. What are you eating?
The olive from my martini. I'm down to the bottom of it. So 2000 Mules. I don't know if you've all been following it. It's not really covered. Fox didn't cover it. Newsmax didn't cover it. Dinesh D'Souza's new documentary, and it is about the fraud in the 2020 elections. I watched it the other day. I sent out links to people. It's on Rumble. So on where we are, we're on Rumble as well. So go and follow Dinesh D'Souza on Rumble, and you can get 2000 Mules. It was amazing. They used cell phone technology to track
geo-targeting.
Geo-fencing and geo-targeting, and they showed you as a matter of fact, to explain themselves and that how it works, this geo-targeting, and how well it worked. There was a cold case where a 7-year-old was shot and killed in Chicago, and they used that same technology that they used to track these mules who were stuffing ballot boxes. They used it, and they zeroed in on the area where the girl was shot, and they wound up delivering 4 potential shooters to police, and the police found the 2 guys that actually shot the little girl. So they showed that it worked, and it's amazing, and it was absolutely doable. And what they did was they just looked in several states. They took several areas, and they looked at the cell phone data, and then they looked at the video footage of the cameras, the public cameras that were on the drop boxes, and they saw one person go to 20 drop boxes across sometimes 6 or 7 counties and stuff these ballots into the drop boxes. And they estimate that over 780,000 votes were cast in the 5 states which would have turned the election, because if those votes weren't there, Donald Trump would have been the president right now. Here's the greatest part. So I sent the link to a lib, your lib friend, Jen.
I don't have any.
Oh yeah, you do.
Oh, I know.
You used to live with him. And I said to him, watch it. And he came back and he regurgitated to me what every lib news network was saying. 2020 election was so safe. It was the safest election of our history. And if you Google 2000 Mules, you will see Washington Post, New York Times, people saying that even if there was fraud, there wasn't enough fraud to change the election. And D'Souza, through this technology, shows that there was enough fraud to change the election. There's nothing we could do about it now. The election was certified. But the fact that it happened and that it could happen again is important for us all to know, because we have the midterm elections coming up in November. And that same technology and that same, stuff can be used all over again.
Yep. So moral of the story is don't carry your cell phone when you vote illegally. Because
No. The best is in what these nonprofits. It was the nonprofits that were harvesting the ballots and then handing them out. Because they were paying them $10 a ballot, so they wanted a picture of them putting the ballot in the box.
We'll bring a Polaroid.
Yeah, bring a Polaroid.
Now I'm weary of people that don't have cell phones, because now I think they're actually serial killers or people that do highly illegal things, like Uncle Howie.
Poor Uncle Howie. Well, I highly recommend it. Watch it. It's called 2000 Mules. And
where can we watch it?
What's that?
Where can we watch it? Where?
Oh, where? On Rumble. On
That's
Rumble.
it?
Dinesh D'Souza, and you can it's $29, and it's on Rumble, and it's on local from Rumble.
Is it a boxing match?
What's that? It's like a boxing, yeah. You pay like a boxing match, and you get it and you can share it. I watched it on the Patriot Nation. They sent me their copy, and it was amazing to me. But the thing that got me crazy was that the libs didn't even want to watch it. They didn't want to watch it. And that drives me nuts, because as I said to my lib friend, well, I guess that you and I are different, because I question everything and you supposedly question stuff, but you don't. You already made up your mind on this. So it's worth a watch.
Double masters.
What?
Double masters.
Double masters. That's right. Okay. So Denka, you can find 2000 Mules on Rumble. We're on Rumble too. Just Google Dinesh D'Souza 2000 Mules Rumble, and it will show you the link, and you can download that. Sean, I have to sign off, but you guys are great. I'll be sure to watch you and spread the word. Your show is on point, all facts, and totally hysterical. Next time I sign in with the martini, Leticia. Thanks, Sean. We're over as usual. I didn't think we were going to go over. Thank you, everybody, for joining us in prime time. Jen, you have a good night. Love you. Go get some rest. Bye, everybody.